duck under here that brought the track across, and we tried to accomplish what we are accomplishing now, which was to get up to the helix and create a situation where I had the option of running on the lower level as a loop, or get up into the helix.
So we did this instead, it looks like.
We did this instead after collaborating with Tom and his dad Mike. We decided to put a Y in here. I have my single loop.
This one
for
here
the lower level.
On the right keeps it on the lower level.
This keeps me on the lower level.
Now, is there a reversing section of that, like an AR, or?
No, not at all.
It's got the polarity all set then.
It's got the polarity all set. When I get into operations, this track is going to be off-road as a transfer track with the BNSF, so I can pull a train out of Portland, Klamath Falls, or Eugene, bring the train here. It'll sit for somewhere later on in the operating session and come back into Eugene, get broken up, or go to Klamath Falls or Portland.
Yeah, that's a little scenery divide here.
Little scenic divide, yeah.
So this looks like cardboard lattice with plaster Paris of some kind, right?
Yeah, this is that plastic cloth. Eventually now be covered with sculptor mold, and then be colored and skin it with trees and whatnot. I also learned before I put on the plastic cloth, I tape it all so I don't have
Something like this here?
dripping underneath.
Oh, underneath there?
Yeah. Mike, you missed the first pass. You were going 11 miles an hour. Through the ice. Oh, you did?
This is good because I get to see the new, I get used to the layout. After I go through it a couple of times, I get the hang of it. I can.
See, in here, I don't know if I'm going to wait and eventually put a shroud on here. But for now, I think based on what your dad told me, you know, he ran his for a long time before he did the ballast or covered things up, just to make sure everything, maybe go through a couple of seasons to make sure things don't move, you know, with expansion or contraction.
Sure. There's also things like removable panels and stuff you can put on there too.
Removable panels, sure.
Make it easy to service.
Maybe buy some channel where I could just bend, you know,
Bend some masonite or something.
Bend and then just fit into the slots so they can be easily pulled up. Or
yeah, your ceiling's low enough where you can just kind of pull it up over the top and.
Yeah, or I can bend it a little towards me and it'll come out of the channel if I don't have room to go up. So
you got a new yard over on the other side.
Watch your head.
Still got duck unders, but these are pretty manageable.
No, I just use regular alcohol straps.
So this got changed a little bit, right?
This is Springfield,
Curls, the pump from
Oregon.
Right, yeah, this will prevent that.
And
Thanks.
Yeah, it won't totally.
It's going to be
but
Yeah.
it goes a long
wood,
way.
Good. Have fun.
meat.
I
Wooden
like
meat, huh?
Wooden meat. Two of the things we need to survive.
You know, it's different. Each time I come, it's new. I have to relearn the layout.
Basically, it's going to be
That's fun too.
wholesale wood distribution and pole. Today, before we came here, we went to the hobby shop. I was looking for a pole unloader. Hobby shop didn't have one. But this is going to be a wholesale distribution area. In the back, we're going to have, on that back spur, we're going to have some kind of wood manufacturing. That these two buildings I just put up temporarily.
No, they look all right for mock-ups.
For mock-up, yeah, with some.
What's the court?
This
is the old yard, right?
Yeah, this is the old remnants of the old yard. I just left it here. I got a 5-gallon bucket upstairs of fine grade stone that I'm going to sift and eventually use in a lot of these areas when I start scenicking. This, guys who are interested, my daughter's name is Laura. I am in the lumber business, and this is Laura Forest Products.
Yeah, those are pretty neat.
I did this all on the computer. Laura Forest Products. Trees are a renewable resource. So something I did a couple of years ago. You know, and then I found some for Georgia Pacific.
You could put those on flat cars and stuff, or bulkhead cars. Oh, they're right there.
They're right there.
Now, you made a purchase at the hobby store today. What'd you get? Oh, can't tell the wife, huh?
Yeah. Anyhow, I got two SD40s. Tommy found this with the sound and DCC already in them. I got two SD40s, one numbered 3000 and the other one numbered 3003.
So we're going to try these out in a little bit.
We're going to try them out in a little bit.
This is Hawthorne's Ready to Roll that they've put soundtracks decoder, and I think it's the Econami they put in it that they've recently released on the market, or you can buy the decoder. I'm wondering if the same decoder they put in that, I'm reaching over here, the same thing we've seen in these, you know, over the last couple of years with the Bachmans. Yeah, I wonder if it's the same decoder or something similar.
Could be.
But we'll find out, I guess.
Could be.
So tell me about your workstation here real quick.
Okay, this is a separate programming track, DCC track.
So this is hooked up to the layout then?
It can.
Just depending how the leads are.
But it's on its own DCC system, which is just the Progeny Express, which hooks in to my PR3, and the Progeny Express has its own controller, so somebody can work at this station independently from the layout. I also have my DCC roster.
JMRI, or that just a Excel sheet?
JMRI, and then my constant numbers. The lead locomotive will run a consist of 2 or 3 locomotives. For instance, my SP F7s, they're all, if you just load in 7800, that connects all 3 of the locomotives as a constant.
Very good.
I learned that from a couple of guys. I'm going to have you go through the yard on the main. And have you give... Where's the light? Okay, here we go. Okay, so you're going to be able to see your speed.
Tony, what river was this going to be?
I'm sorry?
What river was this going to be?
Willamette.
Hi, boys.
Hey there.
What is it? Where was it? In the garage? Yeah.
Can I get you something, guys?
I have actually something for you.
Okay, well, that's good. I like that deal. That's me.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen these?
Oh, you can stop the train. Go ahead and stop your train.
Oh, we could run it through the speedometer. So what's the speedometer you have here?
This is a Accutrack number 2 speedometer. It's set for HO speed, so your dad has a train coming through the yard on the main line, and we'll get an accurate reading here on the miles per hour.
Right, don't wait till it dries out. Yeah.
As you just learned, they're AAA, not AA, right?
Wait till it dries,
Yes, triple.
If you wait till it dries, it's a little bit too...
He's going 11 miles per hour,
I don't know. I get a few,
which is a nice speed
Yeah, for a yard.
for a yard.
I don't
Yeah.
know, but I'll bring a box next time because they give me like a box of milk. There's 50 of them, and I change them 12 times.
When are you going to get the turntable hooked up?
Somewhere down the road.
If anything,
At some point, huh?
Yeah.
So any changes to the yard since we were here last?
Yeah, a little bit in the engine terminal over here. Did more of a 3-track arrangement for diesels. Track for the what'll be the freight house, rip track, and then one lead so far into the turntable.
17 scale miles per hour.
So what was the construction of the bridge? Just
The construction of the
2x2 or something, or
it's a half-inch piece of plywood with a half-inch piece of OSB to give it stability. Underneath is a 1x2 to give it strength with cork.
and just a block here to rest it on, and
It's a block to rest it on.
rail joiners, or not rail joiners, but the regular in case you get some.
Yeah, comes out of the yard. I want to make sure it crosses.
Now we get to see you crawl under this, right?
Pardon me?
Now we get to see you crawl under this, right?
Yeah, but I'm gonna go get some batteries.
Okay. Okay, so this is another Optum ready to roll with the Soundtrax decoder in it. Typical Optum ready to roll. Looks like one of the handrails there at the back's already busted, but I can fix that. But to my surprise, operating ditch lights. They don't flash or oscillate, at least not yet. And this is right out of the box. There's no programming done. No momentum or ski matching done, but horn's a little quiet. I'll have to fix that. Well, Tony, this is a Walters Proto, right, that we worked on?
Correct.
We took a Digitrax N-scale decoder,
Yes.
and put a little cab light in there. This is a motorized unit. The crane's doing all the work. There's no sound. The sound you're hearing is the other locomotives on the layout. This is your first time running it, right? Since we've gotten it back for you?
Correct.
Well, just by chance, who did the DCC and stuff for you? Some schmuck, right?
Some guy up in Moorhead.
Moranville.
He does a lot of work for me, but obviously doesn't do much for his dad, so I don't know what's going on, you know. His dad keeps begging him, but, you know, I guess his dad has no plywood resources, so he doesn't get much out of him.
It is a good help to have a resource in the hobby who can provide wood for the layout, right?
Yeah, no, Tommy has done a lot of work for me, both on the cuff, and we've traded some wood back and forth, so Tommy's a good guy, does a lot of work for people, and takes a lot of pride in what he does and does it well. So, and Tommy and his dad both have helped me tremendously with a lot of the ins and outs with the hobby. You know, I guess you know, pardon me? Ideas and how important it is to have, not to have a spaghetti bowl, but maybe have a little less, more linear, and for everything to run and do your best to get away from derailments. And that's helped a lot. And it's really brought on the pleasure, and it's fun to be down here now versus coming down here and wondering what's going to come off the track next.
So we've got the Othern next to the Bachmann. It sounds like they've got the same sound decoder. Couple notes. The Bachmann seems to be a little bit bassier. Must have a different speaker or different enclosure or something in it. The Othern is a little tinnier. You hear the difference there. The bell and horn on the Othern, again right out of the box. And of the Bachmann, much bassier. Yeah, the Othern was pretty smooth. Again, no programming. I noticed the Bachmann was a little rougher. Not quite as smooth, it was a little jerkier. But not bad. So here's the Othern UP engines. And another big difference between these and the Bachmann is the level of detail. My BNSF had ditch lights. These had working marker lights up on the top there. That horn's a little quiet, but you have a selection of different horns to pick from. You can probably work on that.